Act 1, Scene 2. Alright, so for a quick summary of what happened here. Now, for the first time, we see King Duncan, who is King of Scotland. We also have his sons, Malcolm and Donalbain. And we have a bunch of other thanes, or lords, Lennox, Ross, who shows up a little bit later, and others on the scene. Now, they're met with a bleeding sergeant, or a captain, who has been gravely wounded at the battle. And it's through the sergeant that we get to see that there is a war going on, and the first time that we actually see who Macbeth really is. So the sergeant spends a lot of time in gory detail to explain what's happened. The first thing he says is the merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel. It shows that there is a rebellion underway, and it seems that a man named MacDonald is leading this rebellion. So the sergeant says a bunch of negative things about him until he brings up Macbeth. The sergeant has absolutely nothing but good things to say about Macbeth. First off, he calls him Brave Macbeth, because he deserves that name. He disdains fortune. And with his sword, he went through a bunch of people until he met MacDonald. He didn't shake hands. He didn't say goodbye. All he did was cut him from the nape to the chaps, which means he cut him from the belly button to the chin, wide open, and then fixed his head on the battlement. Again, this is to show just how great of a warrior that Macbeth is. The sergeant then goes on to say that even with the rebellion done, it wasn't over. Norway was on the shores ready to attack. A Norwegian lord surveying advantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault. Norway was waiting for the rebellion to end, and then they were going to attack Scotland when they were down. But the sergeant recounts that Macbeth and Banquo, both like double cannons, overcharged, were able to fight them back. The sergeant is taken away because he is too gravely injured, and Ross comes in, another thane of Scotland, and provides a little bit more information about how all this happened. He explains that the Thane of Cawdor, which is a lord in Scotland, was a disloyal traitor and had been working with Norway. Finding out that he had been betrayed by one of his own, King Duncan then decides to execute the Thane of Cawdor, and being a good and generous king, he will then make Macbeth the new Thane of Cawdor. What this scene shows is that Duncan is an interesting king. He rewards loyalty, which is clear by providing Macbeth with a new title of Thane of Cawdor. However, a lot of people have criticized him not being present at the battle itself. He had to find out everything about the battles through a second-hand messenger. We also get to learn a lot about Macbeth himself. He's brave. He's afraid of nothing, he's loyal, he's an amazing warrior, and he's willing to do what is necessary to win.